minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit and minus 22 by the end of the game. A wind chill of negative 48 degrees. Temperatures were so cold that referees had to shout signals so that the metal whistles wouldn't stick to their lips. The 1967 championship game between the Cowboys and the Packers is a tale of mental toughness in the face of brutal weather conditions. The weather was so bad that several players were treated for frostbite, and a fan in the stands actually died of exposure to the cold. You'd be forgiven as a fan if you opted out of this game and chose to watch it from the comfort of your own home. Yet, still more than 50,000 fans filled Lambeau Field. The Packers Stadium actually had an underground heating system, which was designed to keep the turf from freezing. Lucky for them, it wasn't working that day, so the field was covered in a sheet of ice. Some suspect it was turned off by Packers coach Vince Lombardi. We don't know if that's true, but the Cowboys were definitely not accustomed to these conditions. Then Commissioner Pete Rozelle asked NFL executives if the game could be postponed to Monday, but Monday was actually supposed to be colder than Sunday. However, they couldn't have been more wrong, and it was going to be much colder than the estimated 5 degrees originally thought. Leading up to the game, the weather was acceptable. It was in the high 20s, low 30s, and there was some sunshine. But an Arctic blast hit the area and dropped the temperature abruptly overnight. But what was even better than the brutally cold conditions was the dramatic late game ending. The winner decided with 13 seconds remaining. The winner of this game would be crowned NFL champion and face off against the AFL champion for Super Bowl II. The 9-5 Cowboys were Eastern Conference champions, and they were facing off against the two-time defending league champs in the Packers. This was a rematch of the year prior, the 1966 championship game, which the Packers won 34-27. The Cowboys were led by what was dubbed the Doomsday Defense because of the goal line stands they would make. The Packers were led by Hall of Famer Bart Starr and were looking to make history and be the first team to win 3 consecutive world championships. The Packers took an early 14-0 lead after 2 touchdown passes from Bart Starr to Boyd Dowler on their first 3 possessions of the game. Dallas, who had only had 2 first downs in the first half, managed to cut the lead to 14-10, scoring off 2 Green Bay fumbles. In the fourth quarter, Dallas took a 17-14 lead. Running back Dan Reeves threw a 50-yard bomb to wide receiver Lance Retzel for a touchdown. The Packers had struggled in the second half. In the third quarter, they had 3 possessions that resulted in a loss of 1 yard, a gain of 13 yards, and a loss of 2 yards. In the fourth quarter, they lost 5 yards in 4 plays on their first possession, then gained 20 yards in 4 plays on their next attempt, but it didn't lead to any points. Now trailing 17-14, Green Bay were positioned at their own 32-yard line with 4 minutes and 54 seconds remaining. It was a systematic drive. 6 yards to Donnie Anderson in the right flat, 7-yard rush for the first down, 13-yard pass to Boyd Dowler, then they lost 9 yards and it was 2nd and 19. Despite that, they were able to get the first down in 2 plays, a pass of 9 and 12 yards to Anderson again. 1 minute 35 seconds remained. A 19-yard gain now put the Packers 11 yards away from the end zone. With 54 seconds left in the game, Chuck Mercine ran up the middle for 8 yards, getting the Packers to the Cowboys' 3-yard line. 3 subsequent pass attempts were stifled by the Cowboys. The Packers were at the 1, 4th and goal, 16 seconds left. They did not want to take the field goal and tie. They were going for it, and they weren't passing. The offensive line and Chuck Mercine thought he'd get the ball, but Starr had said this to Lombardi on the sideline a moment earlier. There was nothing wrong with the play, but the backs are slipping and can't get to the line of scrimmage. I'm upright and I can just shuffle my feet and lunge in there. So that's what he did. He ran it himself. Right guard Jerry Kramer and center Ken Bowman double-team defensive tackle Jethro Pugh, and Starr lunged across the goal line for a 2017 lead, and the Packers won it all. So that's the story of the coldest game in NFL history. Thanks for watching.